Alright guys, welcome back to Diablo 3 on Inferno difficulty. We're still fighting our way through the cathedral, but now we're on level 4. And we're about to go up, well, as soon as we found him, I guess, we're going to go up against the Skeleton King. He's the first major boss in this act.
So many secrets within these halls. Too many for just one mind to fathom. Someone like the Prophet was here long ago.
Okay, I seem to have hit a dead end. Yes, I did. Yeah, as I said before, if you're gonna hunt for achievements, all the ones that you can, try to get them on normal or maybe hell difficulty.
I am unstoppable.
Most achievements, they're either irrelevant which difficulty you do them on, something like, I don't know, kill those 3 guys simultaneously, kill the 4 obelisks simultaneously, stuff like that. Do that on normal, because it becomes trivial then. And if an achievement says on Hell or Inferno difficulty, just go easy on yourself and do it on Hell difficulty. Because with the way this game is completely gear-based, if you can tackle Inferno,
your grave awaits.
You're gonna have a very easy time doing the same thing on Hell difficulty. Similarly, if you can tackle Nightmare, you're gonna have an easy time on normal. Stuff like that. So if you're hunting for achievements, no need to torture yourself more than already necessary to be a kind of successful achievement hunter, I guess. Some of them, well, some of them are easy enough to get. And honestly, some of them are pretty much unavoidable. For example, there was that one achievement for Asmodan, where you're not supposed to be hit by his fireballs on Hell or Inferno difficulty. And when I played against him in Inferno difficulty, is that really? No, it might be here still, right? Yeah, it might be this way. So yeah, when I played against him on Inferno difficulty, that fireball would deal about 89,000 damage. So that was a one-hit kill anyway. I had no choice but to win that fight without being hit by that thing. Now I could, of course, have put on the I think we're right here. I could have put on the rune, which would limit all the damage to 35%. But quite honestly, I had 5 Nephilim stacks and I was greedy. And as is so often the way, I didn't want to do that, so the only option to win that fight at all was, well, not being hit. Similarly, the next boss. Oh, a resplendent chest which is trapped. Now I can't say I've ever really done this particular event. Now it was obviously going to be trapped, but I'm wondering if I get the trap back, the chest back. Do I? Yes. Opening resplendent chests also resets your Nephilim counter. Well, it gives you a stack. If you're at 5 stacks, it obviously resets the timer. So these chests are very nice to open. And usually if you see a dungeon that has multiple levels, it's gonna contain a resplendent chest. Do we have here? Well, this is kind of nice. Apart from the intelligence. If that were dexterity, it were a lot nicer for monks. Okay, 6% attack speed is not bad. That's a decent item. Not very good, but decent. And the ring. Well, again, decent, but not very great. I don't really have a method, by the way, for finding the correct way in these dungeons. It is usually the case in this kind of game. I can't really say that about this particular game because I don't have the experience to make that statement, but more often than not in this in action role-playing games which have randomly generated structures like these dungeons, they're randomly generated. Quit exploding. So one of those yellow items was just a demonic essence, which is a high-level crafting material, but the other was a chest armor. Yeah, usually in this kind of game where everything's random, you can find certain regularities. Where if you go through this dungeon 100 times, you're gonna start recognizing it, and there's only so many ways it can randomly generate stuff. So with enough experience, usually one is able to kind of tell where to go. But I have not played the game that much, so the only option I have is really walking around randomly and hoping, which sometimes works and sometimes doesn't. Okay, let's check the map. I don't think it's in here somewhere. That would be odd. It's gotta be somewhere down here. Maybe, no, there's not gonna be anything here. Did I miss it back here? But usually when you come close, kind of, you get like the marker on the screen telling you that you're close. The yellow circle thing. And I don't think I got that. Okay, this is the end of the map right here. This was the nice little event.
I'm hungry. Do you have any laras, bread, and sweet wine?
That does sound good, doesn't it?
Well,
Not
it
particularly.
was worth a try.
Hate it when they disperse after you hit them. Thank you. Okay, I'm kind of slightly completely lost now. Those sections are always the same. They're a dead end. That's a dead end. That's always a dead end. So is that. As you see, this section here is exactly the same as this section here. So if you play through the dungeon enough times, you kind of notice these things, and you begin to know, or at least have a strong, educated guess whether a certain place might be the exit or not. And so far, I have been disappointed. Maybe if I go straight here. Yeah. Okay. Well, not that much more, and I guess this might make this episode fairly short, but the issue with the game is, because it's all online, I can't save at any stage pretty much. If I were to quit now, I could probably get to this checkpoint and I wouldn't lose much, but basically if you quit the game and restart, firstly you lose all your Valor stacks, which I would hate, because I like having the full 5 stacks for the boss fight. Okay, let's trigger this quickly.
Keep your distance from him.
So this guy killed the king.
May death bring peace from your madness, Leonic.
You dare to bring the warmth of life into my tomb?
Clearly they do not know who you are around here.
So in this particular event you're meant to kill the pillars, because they keep spawning more and more skeletons. If you're playing with another person, of course you can kind of coordinate that. So one of you keeps the skeletons down, the other one kills the pillars. If you're playing solo, don't be too distracted by these skeletons. They will keep coming back as long as the pillars are still active. So you can do what I did and just AoE it all to hell, and or in this case to Inferno. But if you don't have that kind of AoE, I'm not sure how the other classes look in that particular aspect. You might have to, I don't know, be a little careful, not get too many skeletons, but then also don't completely ignore the pillars, because you eventually need to bring them down. Regardless, we're now approaching the boss fight. Of course, I'm not going to be able to switch my skills. Yes.
You will never defeat me!
You're so very confident in your abilities and powers that you're breaking the bridge for us to get to, but funnily enough, about 10 meters to the left, or right, depending on where you look, there's another one. I never understood why the hell he did this. Oh look, we got a rare belt. It's not very good, but it's not that bad either. Especially the Thorns enchantment can be good. So not a complete failure there. That one, on the other hand, is fairly mediocre. Right, so let's place the crown on his head quickly, watch him kind of reshape, and then give him a sound beating. Now in this particular fight, I may occasionally have to use my defensive skills because he's not that weak.
Your defenses are nothing. Need more arcane power.
And of course, for this extended duration, my arcane power will go down, but only temporarily. And now, to make this episode slightly longer, I will have to go to town. If I remember correctly, there was nothing I really wanted to keep here. Well, aside from the demonic essences and the books of Tome of Secrets. The rest will be sold. And then I'll go back and pick up my loot.
Dug up some new things for you to take a look at.
Still haven't gotten the achievement for buying stuff from merchants, because they never sell anything good at all. And about 500,000 gold more, and I will be able to afford getting that pony level staff thing. Okay, so this amulet. Oh, and this is kind of nice. As you see, I won't use it because I decrease my magic find, and I don't want that. But it's actually increasing. It would increase my damage by another roughly 1,000 points, so that's nice. This dagger. Well, the vitality is high, so that could be worth considering. But aside from that, nah. And this is junk. Last time on Inferno, this guy gave me one rare item. I was fairly pissed, because I also had the 5 stacks. Alright, so let's look at this stranger. He's Turael, by the way.
It was you that fell from the sky? I don't believe.
I am.
Then who are you?
I am the darkness.
I should bring you back.
So Turael, he was the Archangel of Justice. He fell from heaven because he felt heaven wasn't being just. Well, he jumped down voluntarily. Hit his head on the fall, his sword broke, he kind of lost his memory, and now he's the stranger, and we don't know who he is. I'm playing on Inferno, I know who he is, and yeah. Deal with the fact that I'm spoilering. And again, that was a summary of what just happened, which I skipped. Okay, so Deckard, tell me.
No, man. Warrior. Your message.
He has a bit of a message, but he doesn't remember.
It is.
And then
Of course.
something. His sword broke into pieces when he fell. Point is, we now have to restore the sword, as you can probably imagine. But that's not gonna happen this particular episode. I killed the Skeleton King, which is nice for the first day, and I'll be seeing you again very soon. Bye bye.